Welcome back to the another show here on the Oshay Vlogcast channel. Another great show, might I add. And you guys, I want you to come in and enjoy the stream. For those of you who are watching live, come in and like the video. For those of you who are watching the restream, we appreciate you too as well. Come in and like the video and just enjoy yourself. And again, the person that I have on the show is no stranger to this channel. I have to say, man, the brother is one of the. I say this about a few people, but when it comes to dating and content, the brother is a machine. He's an ant. He was a workaholic. He puts out more dating coach content than anybody in YouTube. I think black, white, yellow, or Asian. The brother comes with new content all the time, fresh content all the time. The brother be doing his thing, and it's because of him we have this great topic today. Can dating coaches really help black men get women? I'm going to introduce to some, present to others, Mr. Locario of the Locario Fan YouTube channel. What's going on with you, brother?
I'm chilling. What's going on with you, man? You know, I'm always happy to be here. You feel me? I always love being on this show. You know what I'm saying? So what's going on?
Man, look, I'm still, trying to get these fat girls to like me, brother. So, besides that, I'm doing pretty good, man. I thank you for coming on. I know you're a very busy person, man. You're one of my favorite people to interview. You always bring a lot of value to the conversation. Just tell everybody a little bit about your channel. I have some new subscribers, so some people might not know who you are from the last time you came. Drop some knowledge, let them know who you are, what you do.
All right, real quick. So my name is Mr. Locario. I'm a dating and life coach. I have a lot of books, DVD programs, audio programs. I teach men and women how to attract the opposite sex. This is one of my books right here. How to Have Sex with 2 Women a Day. This is my best-selling book, so you guys can go to mrlocario.com to get this book. And also, I have a membership program for men called the Bad Boy Membership, where you get 45 through 90-minute audio and video dating advice tutorials every month. So every month I drop a new joint that's step-by-step dating advice. So you just watch it, listen to it, put this, implement the techniques, and then you get it going. So that's what it is, man. You know what I'm saying?
All right, now let me ask you this. Obviously you have that East Coast accent. So you from what part of New York you from?
Yeah, I'm from Brooklyn, Bed-Stuy. I'm in Bed-Stuy right now. I used to grew up in Flatbush and shit, but I'm in Bed-Stuy. Yeah.
Okay, so you from Brooklyn. Okay, so let's talk about. I mean, obviously you've been in this industry for some time. What pushed you into the life coaching and dating coaching industry?
Well, this is the thing. I've been dealing, like, actually going out, talking to girls, approaching chicks and all this other stuff since I was like 15, 16. So this is almost like 20 years of what I'm saying, doing this, you know what I mean? But I started coaching and teaching men how to get women for the past 10 years, you know what I'm saying? So what I did was I was like, look, I know certain things that can help out other guys. I used to help out my friends. So I was like, let me help out other guys do this stuff. So when I first went on YouTube, I put out a few videos. I put out like stuff like how to get a girl back to your place, how to kiss a girl when you first meet her, stuff like some eye-catching stuff. And I was getting a lot of emails, a lot of hits. And, I've been on YouTube for freaking like almost 10 years now and shit. And I've had like different channels that got, shut down, had to rebuild the channels and all that other stuff. So, and I've had over maybe like at least like 25 to maybe 30 million hits on the internet just through, my stuff since I've been doing this. So I've been getting it in for a long time. You feel what I'm saying?
Okay. So you qualify. I mean, obviously, when you talk about black dating coaches and stuff like that in this sector, YouTube, everybody knows Locario, Mr. Locario. Great information. Now, I'm operating in this sector, YouTube, which is very similar to yours, but not solely exclusive. But right. I'm in the part of YouTube called the Black Manosphere. You're aware of this, right?
Right.
Okay. Yep. So in the Black Manosphere, kind of similar to the White Manosphere, we deal with relationships, men's rights, dating. Mm-hmm. Now, for our group of brothers, what I notice is different from white men than black men. Mm-hmm. Let me know if I'm wrong, right? White men understand, and many of them, that they need help getting chicks.
Right.
I don't know if that's because you have clients that are all races. Because I see your fans. Let me talk about that real quick. Are your fans mostly black, African American, or are they just come from a lot of different backgrounds?
I would say that it's a lot of different backgrounds, but I would say it's half African American and the other half is a mixture of everything else. You see what I'm saying? Because I think for the fact that since I'm black, I'm gonna of course attract black clientele, because if they see someone who looks like you, they're like, okay, he can understand more what I'm going through. But at the same time, the game just in general is universal, so it goes into broad directions all over the spectrum. Because at the end of the day, no matter if you're black, white, whatever, it's still you as a man dealing with women. Now, cultures and your race and all of that plays an impact. But at the end of the day, when it comes down to you and that woman, it's really a man to woman situation. So it's still it goes even beyond just you being black, you being white, or whatever it is. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Let me shout out to Brother Paul G. Hey, Oshay, shout out from DC and salute to Locario. Enjoying the latest content you've been dropping. Thank you, Brother Paul G, for that $5 super chat. Let me ask you this: what is the difference between the black male clients that you deal with, the white male clients that you deal with, or non-black clients that you deal with?
Well, what I noticed is, it's weird because I have some white male clients who their thing is, they think that it's easier for black guys to get women. And then I have the black male clients who think it's easier for the white guys to get women. So they think that each side has more of an advantage because of certain things. So, the white dudes are like, well, chicks just like black guys because they have that, bad boy image or whatever it is. Then the black dudes is thinking the white guys got it easy because they're thinking, well, every chick's gonna want a white dude or whatever because they think he has money or whatever it is. So each side sort of thinks that the other side has it easier. But what I noticed with both sides, black or white or whatever, is that if the guy if he doesn't believe that he can get women, or he has some hang up about why he can't get women, or he feels like there's something stopping him from getting the girls, that's really his biggest issue. So it could be his confidence, and it's mostly confidence that I noticed. But sometimes guys will say, well, if I don't have enough money, I don't have, I'm not where I'm at as far as like, I don't have my own place or whatever it is. So there's something that's stopping them. And then that's what makes it, hard for each individual guy to actually get where they want to go. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Let's talk more so, because you make some good examples of hangups, confidence, not enough money, don't have your own place, which we'll talk about a little bit later. Mm-hmm. But in dealing with, let's say, guys who are not your clients right now, but guys who are potential to be clients, when you come out with information, who do you think that black guys feel that they don't need help in comparisons to white Asian guys? What's their perspective of your content?
Well, sometimes it depends on how prideful the person is. You know what I'm saying? Because just in general, if a person because what I notice is that I don't necessarily see a difference. And this is just me. I haven't seen a difference between a black guy versus a white guy feeling like they don't need help. It's just basically dependent on the person and how prideful they are. Because I had black guys and white guys say, oh, well, I don't need that stuff and none of this stuff works and all that other stuff. So it all depends on the guy. So with any of those guys that say that or do that, you understand? All I know is that what happens is they usually come back around. You understand? It's kind of like when a person is in school, they don't study, they just get left back. So a lot of dudes, they just get left back in the game because they don't know what the hell they're doing. And then they come right back around starting from square one when they could have just did what they needed to do at the beginning and then, kept it moving. You feel what I'm saying? So, Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Now, on average, if you had to pick, let's say you have 100 black guys in the room, 100 white guys in the room. Out of that group, if you had to say, take a poll and you could guess before the poll happens, let's even make it better. 1,000 black guys, 1,000 white guys.
Right.
Which group do you think is going to be like, oh, nigga, I got all the game. I don't need, dating coaches. I mean, I got all the game in the world.
Right.
Which group is going to be more confident that they have what it takes more to get women?
Right. I would say if I had to choose, I would say that the black guys would probably feel they can make it happen more. And so not that they're even being honest, you feel what I'm saying? But because of that pridefulness, because, they'll be like, well, I got more swag than these white boys. I got, this and this and that. So they may feel that they can make it happen. You understand what I'm saying? What I see with a lot of white dudes, and a lot of white dudes who actually have issues. This is what I've seen too, is with the game, is that they'll be a little bit less cocky about the situation because I feel like they don't feel like they have anything to prove. Whereas us black men, we feel like we have something to prove all the time. You see what I'm saying? Like we don't want to be seen as weak or lame or corny or whatever the fuck it is. And then so therefore it'll bring out that that energy. And there's nothing wrong with having that energy. It's good to have that energy that you can do it, but it should be coming from a place of like authenticity versus from a place of arrogance because you're actually insecure. You see what I'm saying? So it's a whole different thing.
Okay, let's talk about the arrogance versus actual insecure. Let me kind of get back to this point, and I think I want to make sure I was talking about it because I don't want to forget it. In the case that we're talking about, these guys who have confidence, a lot of people say, and Donovan Sharp, who was on here on the Pill 2 days ago, because we have the Brother Pill podcast season 2,
right?
He said that black men tend to have more game than white men on average because black men typically have less money, they have less status. So in order to compete to get women, they work more on their social skills, more on their personality, and they've adapted this over time because they've been pushed out of society and stuff like that. Right. Do you think that black men on average are more savvier with women than white men are?
Well, I agree with him saying that black men would generally have more game, but I don't necessarily correlate that game to attracting women. Because what people got to understand when we talk about game is just strategy. So my game could be on point when it comes to making money. My game could be on point when it comes to working out. My game could be on point when it comes to, handling business or building a business, whatever. But I could do all those things great, but my game could suck when it comes to dealing with women. You see what I'm saying? So as black men, we had to have a certain strategy to, make certain things happen in life. But dealing with women is a whole separate thing than dealing with other aspects of your life. You see what I'm saying? So there may be similarities that can cross here and there, but generally speaking, just because you're good at, or your game is tight when it comes to you handling your business, as far as making money or whatever it is, doesn't necessarily mean your game's going to be tight when it comes to dealing with women. You see what I'm saying? So it doesn't necessarily correlate, across the board, because you could be great at one thing, but the other thing is not really popping off. I also wrote an article about that years ago called Spider-Man Syndrome. And I was saying that Spider-Man, Peter Parker, he has all of these, he's a freaking superhero. He, you know what I'm saying? Like he's on point with that. But when it comes to Mary Jane, he can't even talk to her. You feel what I'm saying? So that's what happens with a lot of guys, where they'll be good at one thing, but when it comes to dealing with these women, it's a whole different like story. They don't know what the hell they're doing. You see what I'm saying? So that also happens too.
Let me shout out to Infinite Ism. No sympathy for Sim. Spit that game. Locario, thank you for the super chat 389. Brothers, do me a favor. If you go into the description, you can subscribe to Mr. Locario for those watching it live or in the restream. We're chopping up game with the brother today, a topic straight for the brothers. Okay, let me kind of talk about this real quick, right? Because a lot of us, when I was coming up, and my boy Darrell, he's in the chat, a lot of us had like older cousins. We had an uncle. He was like a drunk uncle.
Right.
Some of us had our dads. When we was trying to learn and understand how to talk to women and, how to do nasty shit, stuff like that, how to get our game together. We had some older guys that was around the block or around the corner, something like that we could kind of talk to and kind of show us how they kind of, how to maneuver, say some things here and there. It was kind of one of those things that, it was kind of in the family or somebody knew. Nowadays, we have saw the rise of the black dating coach, which is for many people on YouTube, it's still kind of new. You got other people, Alan Roger Curry, Rom, people like Donovan. What turns off a lot of black men about dating coaches? Because there's a lot of hate towards dating coaches from a good sector of black men, especially to those people, MGTOW and all that stuff.
Right.
What's the hate towards dating coaches these days?
Well, this is the thing. You got to understand. Well, what it is that I think what happens is that people get the misconception of what a coach does, right? And so what happens is that people may have thought that, when they get information from a coach and they do these things, they think that it's supposed to be some magical thing that's going to happen. Like, oh, I'm going to read this book, and then 2 days later, I'm going to be, having sex with 1 million women. So when that doesn't happen, that's where the hate comes from, because the person who's trying to get the help is looking at the coach and saying, well, you promised me you were going to get me girls, or you promised me that this was going to happen. But what they don't understand is that the coach is giving you the tools to help yourself, because the dating coaching industry is basically self-help. You understand? And this is why it's called self-help. You take the information and you help yourself. So what happens is, a lot of times what guys are doing is they're taking in the information, but they're not really applying it. Or if they are applying it, they may not be applying it correctly, and or they are not doing it consistently. And then so what happens is they get lackluster results, and then they say, well, none of that stuff works, and this and this and that. But they haven't actually been doing the things. The same thing as, let's say, for example, if you had a personal trainer, the personal trainer may tell you, do this, work out here, work out these amount of days, eat these foods and all this other stuff. But if you're not doing exactly what he's saying and following the instructions, you're going to be upset because you're still overweight, or you're not fit how you expect to be fit, but you weren't really doing the things he was saying. You ended up doing something else. You thought this was better. You weren't really doing as much as you should. And then therefore things didn't work out for you. So there's no magic in this. You feel what I'm saying? It's more so you have to take the information and then help yourself to get to the point where you need to be. But the reason why so many guys are upset about it, or they're pissed off, is because the results that they expected to get, they didn't get. But the reason why most guys don't get the results is because they're not consistent. Just like, for example, with my program, Bad Boy Membership, .com, where I have the Bad Boy Membership program, I come out with a program every month. You feel what I'm saying? And part of the reason for that is because when you're practicing game, you have to be consistent. This is not a part-time thing. Just like when you work out and you want to have a fit body, you have to consistently maintain that fit body. You just don't go to the gym 1 month and then call it a day. No, you continuously do it. So it's the same thing for game. It's the continuation. A lot of guys, they just jump in and out of this, take little bits here and there, take little quotes, and then they talk to like 3 different girls, and then all 3 of those girls reject them, and then they're like, fuck this is bullshit, I'm done. And this is why they don't get the results that they actually want. You see what I mean? It's crazy. So
Let me do this, and we got some niggas in the chat fucking around. If you guys see anybody in the chat, just keep timing their motherfucking ass out. Do me a favor. We got 181 people watching. Do me a favor, brothers. We're gonna get into some real good shit. Do me a favor and get the likes up. 56 more likes, and we'll get to 100. And if we can get to 100 in the next 5 minutes, I will do part 2 of the Sunday Rumble show later on tonight. If I don't get them 100, I'm just gonna take my ass to sleep because I've been tired. So again, yeah, give me the 56. I'll do the second part of the show. We'll have a good hangout tonight. We'll do the second part of the Rumble until Monday. Let me kind of talk about this. Okay, I want to take you through some scenarios from some of the things I think are very, very important that I think a lot of black men are having some issues with when it comes to the dating coach industry or just any kind of self-help. Number one, you tell these brothers what to do. They don't listen. Okay. They're not applying the information. That's one thing. 2, they don't apply it correctly. You tell them something, they interpret it. Like, oh, I thought you said this, or they want to put their own spin to it. Okay, they're not consistent. All right, this is what I want to give me a scenario. What are some of the things that that black men hit you up with? The most thing that they have the biggest problem with women. What is that?
Right. Well, the one of the biggest problems I see a lot of times is, guys just being scared to approach women and also feeling like women aren't cooperating with them. So they'll say, I'm scared to approach a chick, but then when they actually do find the courage to approach the girl, they'll say, well, the girls be brushing me off, or they don't give me the time of day or whatever it is. And then they go into this whole spiral of, oh, it's about my looks and it's about this and it's about that. And so what happens is that a lot of times when I start digging deeper and asking questions, right, I start to see what a problem is. But then sometimes what happens is I'll give them information. I say, okay, look, do A, B, and C, right? And then what happens is that they'll go, instead of doing A, B, and C, they'll do D, E, and F. And the reason why they do D, E, and F is because they were scared to do A, B, and C, and they thought D, E, and F was a better option. But because they weren't listening to the instructions of what is going to actually make it work, you feel what I'm saying? then they end up doing something else, and then they end up not, making anything happen. And so that's usually what's the problem, because sometimes what happens is this: when you don't know a certain thing, right? Mm-hmm. You may what you hear may not sound, it may not make sense to you because you don't necessarily understand it yet. You understand? And that's understandable. I understand where that comes from. But what happens is that by you doing the things, right, you're going to get a certain result that you didn't get because the things you're doing now isn't working. But you may not understand why you're hearing the things you need to hear now. It's and I used this example the other day. I did another video about this. You remember that movie, The Karate Kid, with Mr. Miyagi and Daniel-san and all that other shit? Mm-hmm. And in the movie, Mr. Miyagi, who's the teacher, he said to Daniel-san, he's like, Daniel-san's trying to learn karate and shit. And he's like, look, wash these windows, wax on, wax off.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
He's like, what the fuck? Like, when am I going to learn karate? And Mr. Miyagi's basically like, listen, just listen to what I'm saying and do the things I'm saying. So now when he's telling him to learn, when he's teaching him how to fight, he's just telling him to do the wax on movement. So he was basically training him the whole time. He didn't realize it. But see, the problem is that when you don't humble yourself and listen to instruction, what happens is that you miss the point of what's really happening, because you may not understand it at the moment, because this is why you're trying to get help, because you don't understand it. But if you're always fighting against the game, you're not going to get the results because you're fighting against it. You're not going with it. And that's a big problem that I see a lot of times. And then what's going to happen is that when things don't work, you're going to say, well, you dating coaches don't know what you're talking about, and this is fucked up, blah, 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 but you were never really listening in the first place. You see what I'm saying? So that happens a lot. You know what I mean?
Before I go back into the scenario, let me kind of get back into this real quick, because we know as black men, again, and Locario typically doesn't just do, like, let's say black male content, although he has a lot of black men following him. So, but we got to talk about our brothers, black men. They tend to have a problem. Let's say, for example, if you were Coach Corey Wayne, $1,000 an hour. Mm-hmm. If Corey Wayne tells a black man how to get chicks, now this is just me,
right?
That black man, I feel, on average, is going to be more willing to listen to Coach Corey Wayne than he will to be listening to Mr. Locario. Now, that's just me, but let's talk about that. Do you think that when it comes to other black men giving help or instructions, because you are black and I'm also black, deeply we have, like, oh, who is this nigga? You know what I'm saying? Do you think that, like, let's talk about that, because black men typically, I noticed they did that when I was working with black male bosses and shit like that. Do you think that's also a struggle that you have to overcome with African-American men?
Oh yeah, that happens all the time, because it's funny, because I see I have dudes complain to me and they say, man, your stuff is so expensive and this and this and that. You know what I mean? But I've seen them talk about other coaches who are not black, right? And they don't say nothing about how expensive their stuff is. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so, or what happens is, I think with us black men is like, it's that pride shit. It's like, who is this motherfucker to tell me what to do? You feel what I'm saying? But if it's a white dude, it's like, that's what you've been brought up and used to and conditioned to respond to. Because if the white guy's saying it, he must know what he's talking about. You feel what I'm saying? Because he may have the bigger company. He has more. You see him, in different settings, and you're like, oh, this guy, he has this and he has that. So let me listen to more of what he's saying and disregard what this other guy's saying. So it's just a mental thing. It's just a thing where black people, just in general, they don't necessarily take other black people seriously when it comes to certain things. And even within that is part of why it's harder for these guys to even get help when it comes to this stuff. Because if you're looking at a black guy who's a coach and you're saying, well, I don't feel like I need to listen to him, what you're doing on a subconscious level is saying you are also not good enough to receive the information or to do anything with the information, because you are also black also. So basically what you're saying is, well, I don't need to listen to him because he's black. That means that I can't even do anything because I'm black. You feel what I'm saying? So it's just a whole cycle of nonsense. So a lot of dudes got to get out that thought process and understand that, look, look at the information, try it and do it, and then get the results so you can actually see what's going on, instead of being blocked by that, that insecurity and that just that feeling of, okay, well, I'm not going to listen to him because, he's just some nigga on YouTube. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's crazy.
Let me kind of get into a scenario. And guys, I share everybody. I see Ted. I see AM1 high def. He said, "I fucked a retard. I'm gonna time you out as a moderator. You about to be this nigga crazy." Let me ask you this. Okay, give me a scenario, right? Just so we kind of not necessarily role play, but I'm one of your clients, and I tell you, "Yo, Mr. Locario, I have a problem approaching women, something like that." Which is normal for you. I know it's normal when I was working with Steve. It's normal for him too. Alan's normal for him. What do you tell me when suggest like I have a problem approaching women? I have approach anxiety. What are some of the things you're going to tell me that I need to do?
Right. So usually what I do is ask a lot of questions because I have to understand what's going on with the guy. So I'd be like, what is it about approaching women that that you fear?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying, like stuff like that. So just to start understanding where he's coming from, you know what I mean? And then what happens is that from that, I can make a game plan to say, okay, listen, we're gonna work on this thing, or we're gonna work on that thing. Mm-hmm. And so this is why even when we talk about coaching, this is why it's important to get individual coaching sometimes, because what we do on YouTube here, we do general stuff a lot of times. We just we'll say a general thing, general video about whatever, but you may have some issues that is going to be specific to you, which can help you out quicker if you get the private coaching. But again, this is the thing with coaching and dating coaching and stuff, and why people have an issue with it is because earlier you was mentioning Corey Wayne, he might have a thing that's like $1,000, and so I think a lot of times people feel weird about paying for coaching or paying or investing to learn something. You understand what I'm saying? But we've been doing this for like a long time. When you go to college, you pay in to learn information. And when you buy a book to read that has some information, you're paying for that information. So it's like it's to get into that mindset of understanding that you actually need this to help you to get to that point. Because just like you said, if a guy says, "Hey, I have this problem approaching women," that problem you want to get fixed, and then you need the information to get it fixed. And sometimes the information that you are trying to find is going to cost you money, but you got to invest in yourself to make that happen. You see what I mean?
Yeah. I definitely understand what you mean. Let me kind of go over some detractors, right? Because I gotta throw some hard game in there. Or some brothers, say like, "Man, I've been having, these chicks ain't shit these days. They just giving pussy away."
Right.
Some dudes will say, there's Tinder. Like, let's talk about that. A lot of guys are just, "Hey, I could just sit on Tinder and holler at chicks. I can just get on Facebook and holler at chicks. I'm bagging chicks off of Tinder. Why do I need the dating coach?" What would you say to guys like that?
Right. Well, that's the thing. If you see, this is what you understand. Some guys may not need a dating coach. So if you bagging girls off Tinder, you having sex, you going on dates, or even if you outside talking to girls and you actually getting the type of woman you want, shit is actually going well for you, you may not need a dating coach. But you got to be honest with yourself, though, because that's the thing. Dudes, see, the problem is a lot of people will lie to themselves and say, "Well, everything is good," when they know damn well everything ain't where it needs to be, where they want to go. Or they may be fucking with this girl or that girl, but it's a girl that they're embarrassed to be seen out in public with. You feel what I'm saying? Like they just smashing some ratchet, you know what I'm saying? I live down the block, but they're not really proud of themselves for having sex with that girl. So yeah, if you got shit on point and things are going well, you may not need a dating coach. But if you actually need help, if things aren't going the way you want it to go, then you might need a coach. You see what I mean? So that's what it is.
Let me do this, guys. 29 more likes. That's 100. And guys, do me a favor, subscribe to Mr. Locario. We got 212 people watching right now. So we'd like to get some subscribers for Mr. Locario. He always comes over here and chops up some game with us on his free days. So hit the like button, share it. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to grow the channel. I want to thank everybody for supporting the channel the last few months. The channel is up to 25,000 subscribers. It was really, really good. I appreciate all of you. So let's get the likes up if we can on the video. If you can, just throw the likes up real quick for me. Now let me ask you this. When it comes to, because we talked about the guys that are Tinder, okay? You talked about the guys. I was watching Steve Harvey. He was on Family Feud.
Right.
And he took a survey of 100 guys who thought that they were good in bed.
Mm.
Guess how many of those guys thought they were good in bed?
All of them, right?
All 100. Yeah, this is true. So there are a lot of dudes who lie to themselves and say they have game and stuff like that. Okay, let's fact check some dudes real quick. Shout out to Nora's Cool. Let's fact check some brothers who think they're good with women. How do you know when you're really not that good? What are some key indicators that you don't have the game that you thought you had?
Right. Well, one is that you're not getting the type of chicks you want, because see, a lot of guys can get girls, but are you getting the type of women you want? And it doesn't have to necessarily be like the top, you know, the your dream type of girl, but they got to be at least a girl you actually are attracted to, a girl you actually you know, like. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it has to be there, because a lot of times guys, they settle. So, you know, if your game is not on point, what happens is that you usually are dealing with a lot of women you're just settling for. You understand? Another thing that shows that your game's not tight and that, you know, you're not really you know, doing what you need to do is if you are not consistent with it. So a lot of times what happens is I tell guys that, you know, you have 3 different you know, levels. You have the beginner, the intermediate, and the advanced. So the beginner guy is the guy who doesn't really know that much. You know, he's just getting his feet wet. He's trying to learn how to like talk to girls, approach girls, whatever. And the intermediate is the type of guy who he can approach a girl, talk to her. He may get some girls here and there, but he doesn't necessarily know how it's happening. So he might go out and meet a girl, have sex with her that night, but he can't do it again for another like 6 months. He doesn't really know what he did. So he's intermediate. He's good enough to where he can talk to a girl, whatever, but his game isn't tight enough to where he's honed it. Now the advanced guy is the guy who 8 times out of 10, when he goes out, he can pull a girl that night. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
He knows exactly what he's doing. Those are the type of guys that they can get basically almost any type of girlfriend they want. Those are the type of guys that can get girls to chase them. You see what I mean? And so that's the advanced level. So if you're at that level, you know what you're doing. If you're at the beginner level, you don't really know what you're doing. So when you're at that point where you don't know what's going on, you don't, it's not consistent. If it's not consistent, you're not really where you need to be at, you know, in the game. And also, if you're the type of guy who thinks everything is all about your looks, your money, your status, you don't really know what the fuck is going on. And this is like the simplest thing ever, but guys still hang on to this because that's how I know when I'm speaking to someone who doesn't understand a game, when they think it's mainly about all those things, looks, money, and status, because that right there, you can see outside right now, walk out outside, you see a guy who's goofy looking with a hot chick. You understand? And it's just that simple. Like your theory's debunked right there. You see what I'm saying? You see dudes who getting chicks pregnant who ain't got no money to them. So it ain't about just your money. You see what I mean? It's all these different things. You got guys who have high status who are getting charged with sexual assault, Harvey Weinsteins of the world, who if it was all about status, it'd be easy for him to get pussy, but you can see ain't shit popping off him like that. You see what I'm saying? So you got to know certain things, and you know, guys who have game can tell the guys who don't have game. You see what I'm saying? It's just that simple. You know what I mean?
Let me talk to you about this, right? And you make a good you know, I will say for me, I'm definitely not advanced. I'm like probably like average, but I mean I do got that mouthpiece, so I'm just gonna just let you know. But I definitely ain't that. I'll be honest. But let me ask you this. You talk about, I think one of the strongest points, and I don't know if people caught it in this conversation. This is how you know that Mr. Locario is the truth. Y'all niggas are asleep. Y'all I'm telling you, y'all niggas need to start drinking coffee before y'all come on these shows. The dude who scores, because everybody gets lucky. Every nigga has a lucky night.
Right. Exactly.
So, you know, you get lucky. You end up fucking because maybe she was bored or something like that, or maybe she just was it was just the right time, right place.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it happened, but like you said, that shit don't happen to you all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I had a partner in Darrell, his name was Boobion. I talk about this dude all the time. Every week, every weekend, I don't know if he's still doing nigga somewhere in Mexico. I'm pretty sure he's fucking the whole Mexico right now.
Right.
This nigga used to be able to get shit popping every motherfucking day. I used to make videos about this nigga. This is the coldest dude I ever knew with chicks. That was all the time. Where it was for me, it was like, got some pussy August 2002. August 2005. That's how I was having it for me. It was like, I would get lucky, but the shit would happen like you said.
Right.
Let's talk about that, because a lot of dudes think because they get lucky that they got game.
Right. And that's the thing. And see, that's like I tell guys, you got to play the numbers game, but even a guy who doesn't know what he's doing, he may talk to 100 girls and may get one because he's just talking to a lot of girls. So even if you don't know what you're doing, you can still get probably one. But see, that's not the type of game you want to play. See, the thing is, and this is why it's so important to learn game, and this is why it's important to get coaching, because what you don't want to happen is that because you have such inconsistency in your game, you end up becoming thirsty. When you become thirsty, you start to settle. When you start to settle, what happens is that fucks with your self-esteem, because when you fucking a chick that you don't really like, that you're looking at her like, why am I fucking this disgusting chick? It's a reflection of you. You understand what I'm saying? Because you're saying this is what I'm about right now at this moment, right? So it doesn't make you feel good. So then when you try to go out and get more girls, you're starting from a place of insecurity because you've been fucking with this chick that you don't really like. You see what I'm saying? And that all came from you having that inconsistency. You see what I'm saying? And all that other stuff, and it's just a cycle. So this is why when we talk about you learning how to do this, and I think the problem is that guys don't actually think this shit is real shit. They don't think that a guy can actually go out and consistently get chicks every weekend if he wants to. But a guy who knows how to do that, he knows how to do that because he's practiced the game. He's understood how to talk to girls, what to do, what to say, to the point where, I had a friend who I remember he told me where he said he would go into a bar or a club or a party, wherever he goes into, and he can tell within the first 5 minutes which women he will be able to pull and which women he most likely won't, just in the first 5 minutes. And so he would always go to the ones he already knew from the jump he could pull, and he basically 9 times out of 10 he was pulling. And so that's a skill you develop over time when you know how to interact with women. You see what I'm saying? You get, it's almost like you get the sixth sense. You're like, okay, I know she's looking at me this way. She's responding to me that way. She's this type of girl. She's that type of girl. She's saying this. This means this when she's saying that. She's her body language is turned this way. All of these things matters in the details. But a lot of guys don't know these things because they're not at that advanced level. And you'll never get to that advanced level until you actually go out there and put yourself out there and actually learn the game and apply it. You see what I mean? So, yeah, that's right there.
That's a good point, man. And I want brothers to know that. I mean, listen, I'm an ugly nigga, so I even I didn't got lucky. Like, come on, like this is a no brainer. Everybody got a good story about a bad bitch that they fucked that they shouldn't have fucked. I got a lot more than y'all because. Right. I just, I'll be giving y'all. I got that mouthpiece. But anyway, let me do this real quick, guys. 247 people watching right now. 90 likes, 5 dislikes. My boy Alan Roger Curry up in this thing. He bought me these glasses, y'all. I'm just
shout out to Alan Roger Curry. That's what's up. That's
cost him about $500 to get these for me, but my early birthday present. I'm just letting you know. But shout out to Alan Roger Curry. Kiera, I can't with you. Hold on a second. I'm about to get thirsty right now. I need some coaching, brother. Hold on, because you look good. Hold on. Kiera, yeah, you need to go ahead and email me planetoshay@gmail.com, baby. Go ahead on and do that right now. Okay, or you will get timed out. If you don't email me in 5 minutes,
that's how you got to do it.
No, serious. If you don't email me, y'all, go ahead and give her that work, okay? Because so I'm just letting you know. I better get that email, or you get the fuck up out of here. Okay, let me just talk about this real quick. The other day, because I follow you on Facebook, because your Facebook be popping.
Right. That's up.
You put on the motherfucking Facebook like, wait a minute. I pulled all the chicks in New York. I'm just paraphrasing. You like, nigga, I don't even know how to drive a car.
Right.
I said, wait a minute. Remember that day?
Right. I remember that post.
I said, hold on, nigga, what? I commented under the thing. I said, bro, you don't know how to drive a car? You don't have a car?
I don't have a car, and I don't know how to drive. Period. You understand?
Y'all listen to what the fuck he just said. Okay, because I want you to, because you talk about, a lot of guys think that it's all about money.
Right.
It's about cars. It's about looks. I want everybody, especially from you dudes from California, y'all know we can't do shit, but you got to have a car, do everything.
Right.
Listen to what the man just said. You don't know how to do what?
Right. I don't know how to drive. I ain't got a car. And let me elaborate on that. And this is the reason why I wrote that too, because I had this dude, because I wrote on the post, I had this guy that I was talking to, and you know, we were having a conversation, and he was saying, you know, you got to have a car, you got to have money to get these girls and shit, right? So I asked him, I said, okay, how many chicks, you know, have you been with? You know what I'm saying? And he said he smashed maybe like 25 girls, right? And he was older than me. He was like in his 40s or whatever. And I told him, I said, bro, I never had a car. I don't even know how to drive. You feel what I'm saying? And I stopped counting after 100, but I'd say my range is anywhere between 140 to maybe 160 some girls that I've slept with in my life. You feel what I'm saying? And I've dated like thousands of chicks. You feel what I mean? And it would have probably been more chicks I fucked, but some of them I turned down. You feel what I'm saying? So, and I've done this while I was living at home with my mother. You feel what I'm saying? When I was 27 years old, I'm 37 now. I was 27 years old, 28 years ago, going on 28. I was living at home with my mother, sharing a room with my brother at 27. You feel what I'm saying? And I was bringing chicks back to the crib. I have no fucking money. I had like maybe $90, $100 some dollars in the bank. You feel what I'm saying? And I'll be bringing chicks back to the crib to smash. I'll just tell my brother, yo, leave the room for a second. I need the room, and I'll make it happen, right? While I was there, this is when I wrote this book. I wrote this book, How to Have Sex 2 Women a Day, while I was living at home with my mother. You feel what I'm saying? And so what I'm saying is I didn't have basically no money. I didn't have no car, none of that shit. It wasn't like I'm some high status dude or whatever. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you know, some chicks think I'm good looking or whatever. I feel like I'm like a decent 7, 8 on a good day. I'm not like this super model looking dude, right? So, you know what I'm saying? Even though I'm model, but that's another story. But I'm like, you don't need all of that shit that you think to attract women. And this is what I'm saying, where a lot of these dudes, they don't understand what's going on. And unfortunately, and the thing is, it's not really even their fault, because there's a lot of misinformation out there when it comes to the game. They think, oh, well, you got to have a car. You got to have, all of this shit in order to attract women. Women are attracted to you on a sexual level. You understand? All that other shit, if a chick is only fucking with you because you got a car, or she's only fucking with you because you got money, or, whatever, or your status, whatever, the only reason a woman is fucking with you because of those things is because she's not sexually attracted to you. And her being sexually attracted to you doesn't have to necessarily just be about your looks. It's about how she feels when she's around you as a man. You understand? She's like, oh, I'm with this dude and I feel certain things for him, and that's why I'm sexually attracted to him. That's why I want to have sex with him. Has nothing to do with your money, with your cars, with your nice apartment, none of that shit. You understand? There's motherfuckers having sex with chicks in bathrooms at gas stations. You feel what I'm saying? That they just met 20 minutes ago. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So don't think it's this thing where you got to have all this extra shit in order to get women. In fact, thinking you need the extra shit is the thing that feeds your insecurity, because you're saying to yourself, I'm not enough. I need the car to get a girl. I need money to get a girl. I need to have this house to get a girl. You see what I'm saying? And that's fucking you up it's fucking your mindset up. You see what I mean? So it's, that's the crazy shit, man.
Let me kind of deal. Real quick. I'm trying to get more into the black male psyche. We know that black men, because most of us were kind of looked at the bottom of society, and typically, in like our women, you know what I'm saying, they kind of like the dudes, because especially black dudes that like black women. Now, here's what I found out. Like black dudes who have game with like non-black women, white women, Asian women, they typically don't have to be so more as flashy they can, but like black dudes who like black women, there tends to be that more pressure to be more flashy with the, with the dress. And so let's kind of get into the black male psyche. Do you think that black men feel that because they are, kind of looked at the bottom of society, that they have to do more to get women's respect, and that's why that happens?
Right. Well, yeah, that's part of it. But again, that's the mindset though. If you have that mindset, what happens is you're gonna attract certain women doing that. But what happens is, again, they're with you only because of those things. And it's same thing, if you're dealing with a black woman, it's the same thing if you're dealing with any other chick. She's gonna be with you just because of that. Now, you may have a black chick who's saying, okay, well, he got this and he got that. And you might have certain chicks who maybe on some hood rat shit, some ratchet shit, all this other stuff, who's gonna love that shit, right? But at the end of the day, that same woman is still going to be susceptible to a guy who has good game. That's the part that guys don't understand. The essence of it is how that woman feels about you, right? Now, she can feel a certain way about you because you got the nice gold chains, you got a whole bunch of money and all that other stuff. But what she's feeling is that surface level shit. She's not feeling you on a deeper level. And so this is why it's hard for guys first to really attract the women, because there's nothing really special about you, because you got money just like this other dude got money. You got that gold chain on just like the other guy got the gold chain on. What's different about you? What makes you different than that guy or that guy or that guy? So what's going to happen is that she may get with you because you got all that shit. But when somebody else has more shit, right, then she's going to, drop you for the next guy. Listen, I've been with chicks who, and this is the crazy part. Like, and this is when I think about this now, I feel like I'm stupid because I should have got some money out the situation. But I used to fuck with chicks who was making 6-7 figures when I ain't had no money. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And they were dealing with dudes who were making maybe the same amount of them as more, and they would flake on these guys to fuck with me who ain't have no fucking money. Why? Because they felt something when they was dealing with me that they felt with nobody else. And that's where you want to get to the point at. You want to get to the point where you're dealing with a girl where she feels something for you that she's not feeling for anyone else. And so this is why a lot of dudes have trouble and a hard time dealing with women, and it feels like it's a struggle to get girls to cooperate and all this other stuff, because you're not cultivating any type of thing that makes you differentiate yourself from the other guys. What you're doing is you're trying to fit in with the other motherfuckers and say, oh, I got to get more money. I got to get this. I got to get a nice car like he got so I can get girls. No, you got to stand out from these motherfuckers. You see what I'm saying? And that's what's going to make the girls stick to you. But if you don't feel there's anything special about you, if you don't know the game, if you don't know how to relate to women on a sexual primal level, it ain't going to really happen for you. And it's going to always be hard for you at the end of the day. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So,
let me do this, guys. 293 people watching. Shout out to Sinful to P, Alan Roger Curry. Man, we got some legends in the chat when it comes to this game.
Man,
y'all get the likes up, okay? So let's go ahead and do this. And guys, please refrain from using other YouTubers in name of my chat. So don't do that. If you do, I'm gonna time you out. So just, you know what I'm saying? If you come over here with the bullshit, I'm gonna time you out and give a fuck who you are. Do not do that. I've been timing niggas out all day. Let's do that because we don't bring that. That's nigga shit. That's bitch nigga. We don't play that over here. Okay, let's get the likes up on the channel. I've been timing niggas out the whole show. Likes up. Okay, so let me do this. Oh, what up, KJ? What's up, bro? Excalibur, Ted. Let me kind of get into this real quick with you, bro. Again, getting back to black men in the dating coaches is becoming, kind of competitive and things like this. Guys have their different strategies. Guys want to know, all right, damn, this is a lot of money. Like, all right, I don't know. Do you tell how much you charge, for an example? I don't know.
Well, for those who know, you can go on my website. It's weird because it doesn't even seem like a lot of money to me. It almost seems like I'm giving the shit away for free. But the Bad Boy membership is $97 a month. So a lot of guys will be like, oh my God, that's a lot of money. Now, like the in-person coaching type of stuff is that's thousands of dollars. Because if I'm in there with you, interacting with you for a few months. That's going to be some money. Now, the reason why it's a lot of money is a few reasons.
Okay.
One is because what you're getting for the money you're paying for, with the money you're paying for, you're getting something a skill that's going to help you forever. You see what I'm saying? So all the stuff that we're teaching you is from years of experience. This is stuff we had to do trial and error, research ourselves, do all this other stuff that you can literally get right now. You see what I'm saying? So that's what you're paying to save time, because you don't have to listen to any coach and you can figure it out on your own, and it may take you 10, 11 years. You understand? And that's cool. But the thing is, you're saving time by understanding the information now, because there's a lot of things that you may not know that is going to take you a while, and you're going to keep making the same mistakes. This is stuff that I've done. I've listened to certain dating coaches back in the days that helped me out. You feel what I'm saying? Shout out to Alan Roger Curry. I've heard about Alan Roger Curry for years. You feel what I'm saying? Listening to his stuff, listening to Ron Will stuff, listening to Tariq Nasheed stuff, listening to David D'Angelo stuff, listening to all these different dudes, Corey Wayne stuff. Even back in the days, I was listening to some of the stuff. So the thing is that when you want to get specialized knowledge in the game, right, that's going to cost. Just like when you go to college, it's going to cost. And see, this is the thing that guys got to understand. Another reason why it costs is because when you pay for something, you take it more seriously, right? And that's the thing that guys got to understand. It's a psychological thing. So what happens is that the coach wants you to get help, but what's going to happen is when you pay for it, you're more likely to do the things that need to be done for you to get help. Meaning, if I say, listen, we got to do step A, B, C, and D. If I gave you all that for free, you'd be like, maybe, I don't know, whatever. But since you paid for it, one, you paid for it because you might have wanted it that bad. You feel what I'm saying? Because you actually really want to get help. And two, because you paid for it, you don't want to waste your money. So you're going to do the steps and the things to get you from point A to point B. You see what I'm saying? And so what happens is it's a cycle that happens. So you pay me, right? I give you the information. And because you pay me, I'm able to do the free videos that other people see. You feel what I'm saying? To give out the content, because now I have something to some compensation so I can pay bills and do what I got to do. So I ain't got to work at McDonald's. You feel what I'm saying? And I can keep giving this game out. And then so now the people see the free videos. And when they're ready to get to that next step, they can get to the step of actually paying for the exclusive content. You see what I'm saying? And so that's the thing. But the thing is, what guys don't understand is that this whole game is about give and get. You have to give in order to get. And I've said this a million times. Just like anyone who's watching this video right now, this is free, but it's not really free because you're giving your time.
Right.
You're paying us with your time, and then you're getting this information. And then so in another aspect, you pay with your dollars, and then you're getting a certain amount of information. So it's all the same shit. You know what I mean?
Let me shout out to Wake the Hell Up. It's up to the guys to learn and stop to procrastinate, because women can tell you what you desire. You want. The question is, how much work are you willing to put in? Thank you, brother, for the super chat. I appreciate you. He was one of our moderator of the year award winners. So guys, thank you for voting for the moderators. Many of them have gotten their plaques. Let's talk about this whole thing. A lot of people don't understand, like, when you're out on the street, you're making content. Even me, I don't really have a lot of dudes that criticize me as much as they used to. But a lot of people don't understand that to create content in these certain realms, to do these collaborations, it's work. Right. Let's talk about how much work. And you have some, especially Alan writes writes for the Negro Manosphere. He's been doing so for almost 2 years now. Donovan writes on Negro. Like, we as content creators, we work like a motherfucker. And then you guys actually take on personal clients and stuff. Let's talk about how much work it is to create content, especially for brothers in this sector that guys just take advantage. I mean, let's talk about, what it takes for you to do this on a daily basis.
Oh yeah, definitely. And that's the thing. And that goes to another reason why, people got to pay for certain things, because, it takes a lot of work to, for example, if I'm filming or if I'm making a product or my Bad Boy membership product, which I do every month, I have to come up with the topic, write out the topic, film it, edit it, and then make the covers of the program, all these different things. And all of that within itself could take a good like 7 or 8 hours just to do all that. You feel what I'm saying? And that's not even me doing any other videos for the day. And I come out with maybe 2 or 3 videos a day. And so I got to film those videos, edit those videos, put those up. You feel what I'm saying? Then I have clients that I got to do Skype consultations with. Then I have emails that I have to respond to. You see what I'm saying? So it's a lot of work that goes into putting out the content. And on top of that, I know for myself, what I do is this. I also still go out, meet other women, and interact with other, chicks, because what happens is that I'm trying to get more information. This is why it's easy for me to come out with content all the time, because I may go out to an event, meet a girl, talk to her, and then she gives me some new insight. And I'm like, oh shit, I should talk about that on the video. Or I might see a pattern. I'm like, damn, these last 4 or 5 girls I've been like kind of talking to, I noticed this happened. So let me, put that into some of the stuff. Or I've noticed that over the years, this has been going on and it keeps going on. Let me do this. So not only is it work just for creating the content through YouTube and all this other stuff, I work pretty much 24 hours a day, because every time I go on a date, that's work. You know what I'm saying? Every time I talk to a chick, that's work. If I'm on Tinder, texting a girl back and forth, that's work, because I'm doing more research just to put the shit out there so that you can get more information. When I'm talking to other coaches and I'm talking to other people, that's work. So I'm giving more information out. You see what I'm saying? So it's all encompassed in the whole thing. You know what I mean?
Well, overall, like with black men and dating, what are some of the, outside of approaching women? Because obviously when we do our dating shows, like, it's funny how a lot of guys, like, I have a podcast called The Brother Pill.
Right.
The last season was with Steve the Dean. He did an excellent job. Now we have Donovan and LAR. Even for guys who think that they're good at women, I notice when we do dating shows, they're packed. The super chats are crazy, and it's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Why is this for a group of men who always talk about I can do good with women? I'm not really struggling. Why are the dating shows so hot? Why is it so popular in our group? Because I can argue, for me, I think it's more future in black dating coaching than it is in white dating coaching, because it seems like that market is saturated, but over here it's like people are blowing up. So why is this topic why is dating coaching and dating strategy such a popular thing, even for dudes who swear they have a lot of game? Right.
Well, again, people still want to learn more. So even before I was talking about earlier, how some dudes may not need a dating coach, but the people, if they're smart, what they do is that they still keep, learning. You see what I mean? So when I watch dudes like, when I watch my dude Alejandro Curry, I keep learning. Ron Wills, keep learning. You feel what I'm saying? Steve the Dean, keep learning. You know what I'm saying? Gorgeous Drake, keep learning. Like, I watch these dudes and I keep learning. So the same thing is that people who really understand the game understand that you never stop learning. You feel what I'm saying? And so that's the thing. And so people still want to keep fresh and this is why I still go out, because people already probably know that. Like I said this a million times, I got a wife, I got a girlfriend, and I still go out and interact with other women. So I'm constantly around women. You feel what I'm saying? I'm interacting with women all the time. And then I take time out for myself to just be by myself, because sometimes I need a few minutes away from these chicks, because they could drive you crazy if you're around them all the time. But the thing is that I'm constantly learning through everything I'm doing. You know what I mean? And that's really the essence of the game. See, when you want to get really good at this, you have to be continuously learning this. This is what we're trying to tell you. You see what I mean? But then you have a lot of guys out there who want to save face and who want to act like, oh, that's nothing, and it's just this and it's just that. And it's like, no, you got to continuously learn to be good. Now, if you just want to once in a while luck up on some chick, that's fine. But if you actually want to be with the type of woman you want to be with, that's going to take some work on your part. Because first you got to work on yourself, because a lot of times, the reason why you're not with the girls you want is because you haven't worked on yourself yet. You see what I'm saying? I saw a video the other day. I forgot the dude's name, but he had a video. He said, you are the last 3 women you slept with. You know what I'm saying? And so he said, look at the last 3 women you slept with, and that shows you the level where you're at in this game when it comes to you dealing with women. So, you know, just you can take that how you want to take it. You know what I mean?
Damn, no, I'm trying to. Can I go back and erase them? Shit.
Oh man, now we all been there where we done some things we ain't proud of. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so,
boy.
Man, if some of y'all seen some of the chicks I smashed back in the day, y'all be like, "What the fuck? Like, really? Like, come on, dog." You know what I'm saying? Like, so.
I think young J Twist says, "Well, I'm fucked up." Then LML, yeah, y'all ain't shit. Let me read this one out. Always important dialogue with multiple women to sharpen the skills of getting the women higher interesting rates on you while you're on the purpose. Thank you, brother. Wake the hell up. Yeah, I mean, let me also talk about I guess one last thing. So, you know, in as you are, you know, getting more knowledge and stuff like this, and you know, as a black dating coach, where do you see, you know, the kind of black dating coach as it's now being established? You know, guys are kind of, you know, get more credibility. Where do you see this industry going as far as black men with dating coaches?
Mm-hmm. Well, the thing is, I think that what's going to happen is that you're going to have more people coming out, you know, teaching game and, you know, letting people know what it is. And I think that's a good thing, because the more the merrier. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? But also what's good about that is that, or I'll say this, what's good about that is you have more people out there doing it. What's bad about it is that you're going to have some people who don't know what the fuck they're talking about. You feel what I'm saying? But also what's good about that too, on the flip side, is that at the end of the day, the real shit is going to last. You understand? The fake, gimmicky, goofy shit is going to fall off. You understand what I'm saying? And so that's what dudes got to understand. Because a lot of dudes, see, what I noticed about the game nowadays is that there's a lot of guys on YouTube who watch dating coaches or who watch guys that teach game. And you got dudes out there who like to gravitate to what I call like feel good advice. You understand what I'm saying? Like for example, you have guys out there who coach women who will tell them a whole bunch of fluffy Steve Harvey shit to make the woman feel good. You also have male dating coaches who teach men this stuff, the feel good shit, the shit that don't really work, but it satisfies the male ego. And what happens is a lot of men out there are hurt by their experiences with women. Mm-hmm. So what happens is that you have certain guys out there who they cater to that hurt. You feel what I'm saying? So that the audience that they're catering to feels good about what they're hearing, but what they're hearing doesn't really necessarily work a lot of times. You see what I'm saying? So what you got to understand is that good game is going to sound similar. You understand? So meaning when I listen to Alan Roger Curry, I hear a lot of things that I also say myself. You understand? And I'm sure we have different perspectives on certain things, but there's a lot of things that are similar. You feel what I'm saying? Same thing with Steve Dean. Same thing with Ron Wills. Like I can listen to their videos and I nod my head and I'm like, yes, that actually is what the real deal is. You understand? Then you got some other people. You're like, what the fuck is? What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, it's good to come from different perspectives. What you got to understand is that you have to go out there and try shit out and see what works, and understand that there's going to be certain things that may or may not resonate with you. So everybody has a place to, you know, put their stuff out. So if anybody wants to come out here and do their thing, they're allowed to. But understand that, you know, there's effective ways to make shit happen in the game, and then there's ways that are not so effective. You understand? Mm-hmm. And so the part of the consumer is you have to be very aware of the information you're getting and see what works for you. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that's what it is, man.
Okay. Let me just do this here real quick. Lottery Guru, Locario, love the interview with Satori PUA.
Oh, that's what's up. Yeah, that's my dude. Shout out to Satori.
All right, and also shout out to my boy I Am Mara. He have you heard him before?
No, I'm not sure. I gotta check that out.
he's a vlogger, but he's not a dating coach, but he do be like hollering though at like chicks when he be going. He putting in that work. So shout out to him. We're gonna have a part 2 of the discussion last night. He's one of my YouTube friends. I think he has over 40,000 subscribers now, so he's doing his thing. Shout out to IMR. Shout out to Alan Roger Curry. We're gonna have a good discussion later on tonight if I can make it, because it is always almost late. But again, Locario, I thank you for always, like I said, man, when it comes to the dating coach thing, you put out the most content. And like you said, 2 to 3 videos a day. It's good. Let me go to Ted Randolph. The market will be flooded with coaches as guys are understanding that the government will tear them a new one if they slip up. These coaches, why don't they just promote going to the gym and looking A1?
Can I answer that?
Yeah, go ahead.
So why don't we just promote going to the gym and looking good?
Yeah.
Well, see, that's the thing. Going to the gym and looking good is great. That's not going to all the way help you with when it comes to dealing with women. And this is what I'm trying to say. Like, what guys don't understand, that the game is a lot of different things. There's a lot of facets of things. So you can go to the gym, get ripped, and look good. But now what? Do you still know how to talk to a girl? Do you know how to get a girl's pussy wet? Do you know how to get a girl to chase you? Do you know how to get a girl that's going to bring something to the table? That has nothing to do with you working out your biceps. And that you just, because what's going to happen is you don't want to be the good-looking dude who don't got game. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Because then what's going to happen is that this is a term I coined years ago, where you're going to have this thing called pretty boy syndrome. And pretty boy syndrome is when you are coasting on your looks, so you think that your looks is the only thing you need to make happen. So what happens is you may get girls here and there checking you out, or even girls trying to fuck with you here and there because of your looks. And what's going to happen is that you're going to have certain girls you really want, and they might not be gravitating to you in the same way. They might not make it easy for you, right? And so because you've coasted on your looks and that's all you had, right? Then what's going to happen is that you're going to end up either not getting the girls you want or losing the girls you have because you have nothing else going on for you. It's the same way as if let's say a woman looks really good and she likes a guy, but she's a fucking airhead or some shit. And the guy she likes is a guy who has no problem getting girls. He may have sex with her, but because she has nothing else going on besides sex, he's going to bounce quickly because he's like, well, I already fucked you. What else you got going for you? Okay, you whack, I'm out of here. So it's the same thing as that, where guys think it's just this one thing. It's not. It's never just one thing when it comes to this game. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, that's definitely true. So, well, thankfully, I never had to worry about my looks. All I had to do was worry about my mouthpiece. You know what I mean? So you're right about that. You know, you can't be just one dimensional with this shit.
Right.
You know, because women are all not the same. You know, if they were all the same, it'd be different. But you know, sometimes a girl may think that you okay or whatever, and you know, if she ain't feeling you like that, you gotta make her feel you in other ways if you can. You know, if you just butt ugly and she ain't fucking with you, ain't nothing you can do about it. But you know, she's willing to give you a chance, nigga. You got a little holla in you, right? You might be able to do a little something. Well, anyways, guys, I want to shout out to you know, Locario for coming on. You know what I'm saying? Like my boy E40 said, I ain't got no iron, I'm already greased. I ain't got no money. I got my beast. Y'all don't know about that though. Y'all too young. So shout out to everybody in the chat. Again, I might do a show tonight. I'm gonna try to do it. I got class at 8:30 in the morning. I'm back in class. Tomorrow we got Alan Roger Curry. We got the Brother Peel tonight. Not tonight, Wednesday. My girlfriend has daddy issues. That's episode number 2 of the Peel, season 3. I got mommy issues. That's episode 3 coming up on the Peel. Episode number 4. Stop trying to. I think the name of that show was called "Stop Trying to Learn Women and Learn Yourself."
Facts.
So we got some shows on the new season. This season we got like 50 episodes every season, 53 episodes every season. So it's good. I do it every season, like between October to November. I'm gonna try to run it every season. So we're gonna have to do that. Man, tell everybody, man, where, you know, just a little bit more about, you know, that, you know, your site and all that stuff before we get up out of here.
Yeah, definitely. If you guys want to get in contact with me, make sure you go to MrLocario.com. And also go to badboymembership.com. Bad Boy Membership is where you get 45 through 90-minute audio and video dating advice tutorials every month. Also, make sure you get my book, How to Have Sex 2 Women a Day. You can get the ebook, the hard copy, or audio book. You can go to MrLocario.com. If you get this hard copy, I will mail it out to your house, and it will be autographed for you. So, definitely hit that up. All right? That's pretty much it.
Hold on. Thanks everybody. Shout out to my brother on A-Nail, always support. And Most High, boo. I need to rub on them ankles from the back. So I need you to email me too. Cause I've been feeling some kind of way about you, baby. I'm just saying. I mean, listen, they got a 2-piece buy one, get none free over at Popeyes. Or I'm just want to know if you will go, what I'm saying, with me up there, baby. So just let me know by email, because you're supposed to have been emailing me a few weeks ago. I see you in here super chatting and commenting. I appreciate you, baby, but I need your number, okay? Because for real, I'm just letting you know. So if I don't get your number, I might get petty and start timing you out for no reason, because other niggas don't like to get rejected. So anyway, shout out to my brother, Mr. Locario. Man, you one of the one of my, I feel like when I look into the dating coach thing, I'm a pescatarian. I don't give a fuck what that is. You're gonna be with me tonight, mother. I'm a pescatarian, vegetarian, nigga. I'm a niggatarian. Okay. The niggatarian party. That's what I am. Okay. No, but you always putting in that work, bro. And a lot of brothers fuck with you. They love your shit. I'll be fuck with you on Facebook. And keep putting in that work, bro. You're always welcome over here. Appreciate you. Always good content, man. One of the best on YouTube. And thanks again for coming through.
Definitely, man. Appreciate it, bro. I'm hollering at you, man. All right.
Holla. And everybody, before you go, subscribe to Mr. Locario. Channels in the description. Go subscribe, hit the bell.
All the subscribers, man. Holla at me, man. Appreciate it, bro.
Peace.